What is up, everybody? Welcome back to First Fight View. This is episode 7, and we are getting back to a title fight. Bellator title fight, second Bellator title fight in this series. And we are cheating a little bit today, all right? We got Rory MacDonald making his first Bellator welterweight title defense against Jon Fitch as part of the Bellator Welterweight Grand Prix. And why do I say that I'm cheating a little bit? It's because I've actually seen this fight already. I was there live for this one, covering the event. And so this is technically not a first fight view, but technically it is because I haven't watched it since. So I have not seen it through the lens of a camera. I have not seen it in the televised portion, right? So still technically a first fight view of sorts. Shout out to my man Dusty Andrews on Twitter for this great idea. You can follow him at Fight Expert MMA, I believe is his handle. We'll look at it here in a second. I'll make sure to get it out there right. Either way, search for Dusty Andrews on Twitter. Always a great guy to talk to about the sport. But anyways, it was his idea, and I was like, oh, that's a very cool thought to do. I had something in the chamber for this episode, but I think it's a really neat thing. So I can compare my perspectives to what it was like watching it the first time live and in person, and then on TV, which is very different because at the time, I will admit, I think it was kind of a robbery. This was a draw, this fight. We'll just get that out of the way. I think everybody knows that. It's not a crazy thing. This happened, last year? And at the time felt like a robbery in Fitch, like Fitch got robbed, even though nobody won. It felt like Jon Fitch got robbed. I had it for him, 49-46, and the scores for my original watch will be up here in a second. And everybody that I talked to there, they seem to agree, not with my scores necessarily, but that Fitch should have won that fight. Everybody in attendance was, feeling like he won it. But then you go online, complete opposite. Everybody thinks that Rory should have got the win there. So this is going to be very interesting to watch it back, see if I agree with both sides. But seemed like a pretty decent victory should have been victory for Mr. Fitch. But now it's probably will have been his last fight. So let's get the screen share going. Here we are. Remember, you can always follow me, of course, at Drake Riggs _. Let's see if I can pull up Dusty's real quick. Dusty, not at Dusty. Oh, it's just at Fight _expert. There you go, Dusty. Giving you a shout out, my man. I know you're always watching. So let's see. All right, here we are. So yes, for this episode, it's like I said, a little special, a little different. Threw in this part, the MO, next to the old rules and new rules scores. So MO is going to be my original live score. And then, this fight took place last year, which feels like so much longer ago. That was under the new rules, in California. So I won't spoil the rest of my original scores for you, but they will be here. So round 1 I gave to MacDonald. We'll see if we agree. Let's get going. And I will just say, as this begins here, this fight was damn near impossible to find online for whatever reason. And I'm going to have to restart it again because of technical difficulties, but that gives me time to explain. It was really hard to find. We're going to have Russian subtitles, not subtitles, Russian commentary. So that's fun. But if you would like to watch this, I will happily watch this back after the episode. I will happily... Or if you can find it yourself, then go ahead. I will send you the link. Just send me a message on whatever, whether it's YouTube or Twitter. I will send that your way. But Bellator 220 was an awesome event, man. Just looking back on it, it was going head to head with a UFC Fort Lauderdale, if I remember correctly, and whenever Bellator and UFC go head to head, you get some great cards out of it. And historically, Bellator has kind of stacked theirs up, at least lately in recent years, a lot better compared to the UFC. I don't think the UFC really looks at it as a competition that way, and I don't know if Bellator does either, or if they would admit it. But you can. I did make an article on my MMA News. I compiled all that, the complete history of Bellator versus UFC head-to-head events. I think I'm going to update that regularly when they get back to normal, but you can look that up now if you want to see the comparison to how good the events have been. But yeah, fight gets started here. Rory comes out, lands the right hand, and Fitch ducks under for the single immediately. Rory just came out really quick there, and Fitch goes for the single leg, and he's trying to get it, can't quite get it here, and he's eating some elbows. The old 9-3s, as they've been historically labeled as the Travis Brown elbows in defensive takedowns now, but 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock elbows. So yeah, this fight was very fun to watch live and in person. Very interesting. It was really intriguing to see, like, oh man, Fitch still got it. He can hang with, a top 3 guy in the world. And maybe it wasn't the most exciting fight to watch on TV, which is sad. People didn't seem to remember very much, or maybe that's why it was so hard to find. I don't know if it's on DAZN. I don't have a DAZN account, or at least I haven't had my account for a while because things haven't been happening. So let's cancel that subscription. I'm not going back to, watch too many things. It's only here and there. So would be throwing away a little bit of money. It's a little bit of money during these crazy quarantine times. But either way, Fitch still looking for that takedown. He kind of got it very briefly, but just no scoring going on whatsoever here. Rory has literally been the only one to land strikes so far with the elbows and, that initial right hand. I don't remember this first round very well, but Rory's kind of using a Kimura lock defense here to get out of this, which is working well. But Fitch, of course, remember how adamant he was on that. Okay, and Rory gets his leg out, I should say, and then. Okay, I don't remember this either. Rory with a glove issue there. I mean, maybe it was one of the less memorable main events, but it's just so different when you're there. Rory goes for a head kick that does not land, kind of lands on Fitch's back. Fitch comes at him, hasn't landed a single shot yet. I can comfortably say that. I don't need to see stats, even though we don't have Bellator stats, which is really annoying. Bellator, please, if anyone, Billy, if you end up watching this, you know who you are. Try and get them to do some stat stuff, man, because even though stats are, wishy-washy and kind of hard to calculate, especially in the moment, it's good to have, especially after the fact. I would like to see, Rory with a good right hand there, definitely winning this one so far. I would like to see statistics happen live. Yeah, it's good to see that. I don't know who has that job. That's got to be that would be frustrating. But I would like to see live stats, and then they fix them up afterwards, because you are not 100% when you're doing that as it happens. I just know for a fact. And another technical difficulty here. I'll have to refresh. Good old connection. All right, and we're back. I hope that this doesn't keep happening, because that's fucking annoying. But here we are on the feet still. Fitch starting to, throw a little bit more. Gets a nice leg kick. Rory pawing out the jab, trying to come in and strike, and Fitch goes for another single leg, but elbows. Elbows from Mr. MacDonald. Oh, and there's the big takedown from Fitch, but probably a little too late. I'm remembering, the end of this round. I mean, a lot of these rounds look fairly similar, if I'm going to be honest. From what I remember, it's just kind of Fitch did his thing for the most part, which is why it was so surprising to see people kind of think that Rory won it. I mean, even the draw didn't feel too right at the time. But yeah, I don't know. So here's Fitch, doing his thing, not landing too much in guard, working the body. And the main thing that I do remember about this fight, and thinking just about all the scoring, all the ways you can score it and everything, was Fitch's ground and pound in person I don't think it's going to translate. I'm excited to see, the difference there. I don't think it's going to translate through well at all because it was pretty heavy stuff he was landing, but I don't think people saw that the same. So, round one there. Old rules, that's kind of a little different, I would say, but new rules, that's still definitely MacDonald. Old rules, there's a case. I never thought about it this way initially, of course, because why would I? So, Rory got the better of the striking. It's the striking versus the grappling effectiveness in that last minute of, just control. I don't know. I still don't think it's quite enough with the old rules, but that's very close. New rules, that's all. That's MacDonald easy. So, yep, I agree with the initial watch there. Let's go to round two, which is where things turn a bit. Potentially. We'll see. And a very quick early takedown from Fitch, but shucked right off. MacDonald just kind of throws him off a little bit. Ooh, very nice 1-2 combo. And Fitch goes for the duck, just kind of teasing the takedown. A lot more active right out the gate here. And Rory with a little bit of a teep. Fitch going for the takedown and defended. Rory's butt up in the corner. It's crazy too how the atmosphere sounds it's so different. You think, I don't know, I guess all the mics and everything are directed at the middle of the cage. And more technical difficulties. I will keep rolling through this. I was saying it sounds when you're there. I remember it being like pretty loud still, but it sounds very quiet right there. Maybe everybody's tired after Alima's big win when she gashed Vita Ortega's forehead. But that was a crazy card, man. That was a really good card. Benson Henderson and Adam Piccolotti were before that. That was Phil Davis and McGeary 2 was also on that card. That was a great card. That was a really good card, honestly. So we are back here now. But yeah, there's some certain things that don't translate through the TV, which is, it's so interesting. When you look at it, I've watched this might be, no, I was going to say this might be the first fight that I've rewatched or watched like a second time after being at an event. But I did rewatch certain fights from UFC Portland the last time that they were here. Just because that was the first event I ever went to. So I wanted to see like, oh, how different is it really? How different did it really look? Even though my seats were shitty for that one and I was there as a fan. So not quite the same as being there on Media Row. And, oh, there's the head kick from Rory. Probably the most impactful shot of the fight, if I'm remembering. But, yeah, that was after shucking. After defending the old classic Fitch takedown attempt. But Rory looking good here, Teep. That was not low. That didn't look low, Mike Beltran. Okay, he did, yeah. He didn't stop it. Didn't call a pause to it. But yeah, Rory, taking over now in this one. And a big right hand there. Fitch goes for the leg again. Throws a leg kick that lands on the break. Yeah, this is looking a lot different on TV at the moment. Unless there's going to be something that happens here. I don't know how Fitch is going to win this round back. I mean, he's not doing a whole lot at the moment. Leg kick. Oh, he landed a big right there. Big right there. Jab to the body by Rory. A lot of things just don't translate through, I don't think, because it wasn't this event, but it was Rory and Musasi, which was the Rory's fight before this, I think. But Vanderlei and Rampage, what, 3? Their third fight? I saw somebody say this on Twitter the other day. Rory lands a good left hook there and a good right straight. Yeah, how is Fitch going to win this round? I have no idea. What was I thinking? Good body kick there, left straight from Fitch. The Rampage Vanderlei fight, the knockout on that one was just fucking thunder. I was cracking, but then you watch it on TV and it looks no bueno. I mean, not no bueno, but not the same. Not at all the same. Oh my God, more technical difficulties as Fitch is coming on there late. Why does this keep happening? And we're back again. This episode is going to take me so much longer than it should because of this. Oh, man. That's what you get for having to watch on a random website. But yeah, so Jon Fitch starting to pressure a bit more late in round 2, but I don't see it on TV. Disagree. I really cannot believe I gave him, unless this last minute really comes on and he's looking good here. Goes for the double. Rory against the cage, and he's gonna get it. Yep, and drives him on down. And Buddy's right back up. So yeah, Johnny Fitch, as the Russian commentary says. Yeah, that's absurd. Oh, good head kick there from Fitch, though, as he gets scooped and thrown down himself, though. Didn't look like it did too much damage. Hey, I saw me. Yeah, wow. I don't know how I gave that round to Fitch. That's weird. That's just one of those things. Like, how does it translate? I don't know. Or just the angles, you're in a stationary position. Yeah. That's MacDonald either way. Man. Surprising. That was very clear on this watch. Very clear for MacDonald. Let's see these replays. Big shin to the forehead, right between the eyes of Jon Fitch. And he's firing back there. Yeah. Round 3, though. Now, this one should be interesting to watch. The most interesting. The 10-8. Well, round from here, this is where things get tricky, right? Or most compelling. But this was a round most people agreed was Fitch's round, whether 10-8 or not. Coming out a little strong here. Rory goes for another head kick. Kind of lands. It didn't look super clean, but Fitch powers through, looks for the takedown at the end of pretty much every striking exchange. Driving through for the double here. He's going deep on it. And another takedown. The way he scoops the legs out. And so this is where this round will stay. I will tell you that right now. He gets him down at 420. So with that in mind, 4 full minutes of top time. And he's doing some ground and pound here. Some good body shots. Going, mixing it up. He's in tight, though. It's forehead to forehead. Really close shots. Rory's got the butterflies. I see me again. Wow. Would you look at that? What a stud. And there it is again. And there it is. This is happening too much. Okay, we're back. Oh, goodness. Drive me insane. There's got to be something, huh? Every episode, there's got to be a little something. Who is next to me? Getting distracted by the memories. Looks like Kelly. Shout out to Kelly. Kelly did well. Yeah, Fitch just landed the ground and pound from top. Butterfly guard. Yeah, keeping consistent. This is the best work that he's done with his, his groundwork so far in the fight, pretty obviously. Which makes sense. Yeah, just very quiet sounding in the in the arena, which I don't remember it being that way. But Rory trying to scramble out. Fitch stays on him as he does in a very awkward half guard now. So this is just total domination by Fitch. And the thing is, he's not okay. He cut Rory by this point. Yeah, he's not like destroying him, but he's very clearly winning. And this is where at the 220 mark. This is where this round is going to stay. So yeah, new rules. This is a very clear 10-8 round. Old rules, not enough damage. But the domination, the duration with the new rules, I mean, that's all there. And he is doing damage. Yeah, the shots, they don't have that same, the oomph sound doesn't get through the TV the same way, but these are some heavy shots. Oh, that one was good. That was a really good one. Yeah, Fitch just putting it on him here. Thumping away. I mean, yeah. Dominating. Oh, Rory with an armbar attempt. That was nothing. That was just kind of throw it up. Didn't really have it. Man, I will tell you though, either whatever the score that you had for this, it makes you feel kind of bad for Jon Fitch because he could obviously still hang with, those best guys. Whether it might not be very exciting, but you don't just do this to one of the best guys in the world if you're not still capable yourself. And he's just landing, just dropping them. Just kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Accumulating damage here. He's not going for, obviously, finishing shots, but he's putting it on. Yeah, and just an entire round. With the new rules. That's getting ahead of myself. We have 7 seconds left. Sorry, guys. Yeah, very, very, very clear. That's just total 10-8. But not enough damage on the old rules. So 10-9, 9-10. 10-9 Fitch. This is just put it down that way. So yeah, that ties it up on the new rules going into the championship rounds. But Rory's still up on this. Well, no, what am I talking about? On the old rules, yeah. Rory's still up on the old rules. which don't matter this time. This is also a first for the first Fight View series. This is a new rules fight, unless I'm forgetting one, but all the other ones happened during the old rules because, older fights. But this is going to be newest one. And round 4, this should be fun. We got a 10-10 here on the initial watch, the live watch. Just too close to call. We'll see. We will see. And Big John. Okay, so I didn't see Big John's scores, obviously, at the time, but gave that a 10-9, which is interesting. I mean, come on, man, you made these rules. I mean, that pretty much fell under, the line of what you need, the criteria. But hey, he knows better than I do. This is my interpretation, right? Oh, Rory landed some big shots here out the gate. Good head kick, and Fitch kind of stumbles down as he hangs on for dear life to the leg. This might have been when he got hurt. Rory had landed some big time shots now with the elbows again. Oh, geez, and he flops off. He's really taking it now. Well, in this round, coming out with a vengeance. See, he seems on TV, Rory right now seems like he is going for it a lot more than he did how it felt in person, which seems very awkward because I remember after this fight was when this was the one where he was like talking about maybe retiring and everything, and people were like, yeah, he doesn't have it anymore. But it looks like he's going for it right now, which I don't ever recall feeling like he was, doing that too much. Okay, so very strong first 2 minutes. First 2 minutes or so of this round from Rory. And Fitch getting the lean. Trying to get the takedown again. He has done diddly squat. So we'll see. The 10-10, not feeling that yet whatsoever. And he gets the takedown this time. He just kind of waits for that moment. Rory got another Kimura for the defense. Defending with the Kimura lock position. Okay, so I'm assuming, if my memory serves me correct, Fitch is probably going to stay here for the keep Rory down for the rest of these 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So it's a tale of two halves of this round, is going to be my guess. But at the moment, he's back in guard, landing more shots. Some accumulative ground and pound strikes to the body and head. So, little shots to the face there. Rory did some pretty good damage there in the first half. But then it's like the timing of the grappling that Fitch is, if I'm remembering right, is going to have for the rest of this round. Is that enough to rally it back? It's not enough to win the round if he continues this way. But to balance it out to a 10-10? That's the question. I mean, he's doing some good stuff here. Very similar ground and pound to last round. He's working the body, going up top. Okay, you know what? I mean, Rory's doing just nothing right here. And I've always said, more 10-10s, baby. Don't be afraid. If there's something that just is so close. I mean, this is a tale of two halves this round. It's Rory's damage versus Fitch's duration and domination. Which, I mean, that's a pretty good balance because damage overall, right? But then you combine domination and duration. Put those two against the damage, like the equal amounts of time. We get a late stand up here from Mike Beltran. But yeah, that's still a 10-10, I think. Because yeah, like I said, when it's just so the equals balance out. I can't speak right now. I'm going crazy today. I still got that at 10-10. You don't see rounds like that too much. I could see somebody. I can see. It's tough. I think old rules that grappling outweighs it for Fitch, and I could see that. Some people thinking that under the. It's either way. New rules, it's either guy or 10-10. Old rules, though, I think Fitch gets it on that grappling time. Grappling weight heavier with the old rules and whatnot. So that's fun. As we go to round 5, which also gave it to Fitch on that initial view. But here we go. Let's see. Definitely a very unique fight to score. Very unique scores to come out of a fight, I guess I should say. Rory goes for a little bit of a bicycle knee, jumping in there. Doesn't quite land it. Fitch going back with some fists of fury. He's just so relentless with his takedowns. You know, it's always been his thing, but just never gives up. One of those guys who you know exactly what he's going to do. Just can you stop it? And goes in for the takedown, and he gets it. He gets it. But Rory defending again with that Kimura lock grip. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. A bit out of it today. This quarantine stuff, I'm so over it. Obviously, got to stay safe and everything, but man, just give me some normalcy again. Good to have fights back. The UFC week that we had, but getting off track here. Fitch is back, still in the full guard. Rory just kind of hanging on. Not much ground and pound so far. Rory throwing up the triangle. I don't quite remember that. I don't remember the submission attempts, but that's pretty decently locked in there. So that's scoring. That's some offensive attempts at offense, because nothing's really happened so far from this position except for this. So Rory's putting himself back up on the scorecards by looking for a submission. But Fitch, he's just crunching him up against the cage here, just squishing him. We got 2:40 left in the round, and now that's not a triangle is off. It wasn't even really a threat. So how much can it be weighed? Now the crowd is booing. I do remember some boos. I remember noise. That's what I remember, not silence like it was kind of earlier. I kind of wish I could hear wish we had the English commentary, hear what Big John was thinking of this, even though we saw his scorecard earlier. All right, now Fitch completely out of danger from any submission threats, landing more ground and pound, and taking back control of this round. So Yep, Rory with the butterflies again, but Fitch stays on him. He's working it, taking back and taking over. Oh, yep, some good shots to the head there. Rory scoots, trying to wall walk, but Fitch is glue. That should have been his nickname. No, it shouldn't have. Definitely should not have been. That's a terrible nickname. But he is very glue-like. So, for the most part, this is exactly how I remembered it. You know, Fitch absolutely winning this. It's just the first 2 rounds were a little bit, didn't remember them very much. But Fitch, you know, he did his thing for the most part. And to call it a robbery after, you know, kind of feeling that way initially, that feels wrong. Rewatching it here, you know, close enough. I don't know. No, it's close enough. It's close enough not to be a robbery. I'll definitely say that. You got that gets thrown around. That word gets thrown around way too much, and we saw that aplenty with this past UFC card. Man, and we see that word just thrown around way too much in general. But yeah, Jon Fitch absolutely winning this round. I think this might have been the most agreed upon. But 10 seconds, the clickety clack. He is definitely taking that one. So, how about that? How about that for our first, you know, not a first fight view, but on a technicality, a second fight. It's a first fight view, okay? On technicality. Very interesting, though. So let's calculate now. Globally, I mean, I think that's pretty easy. Fitch, if there's no rounds, I mean, scoring as a whole, just so much time in favor of control time in favor of Fitch. Okay, let's go with the old here. My terrible math. Okay, so, geez, I had to really make sure my math was right there. Because it's just all these numbers and I'm just confused. But yeah, so here are the finals, assuming I tallied this correctly here. 10, 10, let's look one more time. 10, 10, 10, 30. That's 48. And then, oh, I saw Big John's scorecard pop up, but I missed it. That looked like he gave it to MacDonald. Yeah, so very odd. 48 and 47 on both, but the round scores singularly are very different. You know, the 10-10 and the 10-8 being the big difference maker, kind of making up for things for Rory. So let's hear here for the second time what the official scores were. There's a 47 in there, I believe. God, it took them a long time. I remember waiting. It was like, oh boy, what are they gonna do? The anticipation's killing me. It's a killer. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna wait for this. I've seen this part already. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting. I don't care. I don't care. I can look it up myself. Okay, so that's that, everybody. Here, let's get to it. That is right. 47-47 from Mr. Michael Bell, who, spoiler alert, I am trying to set an interview up with, talk to him about good old judging stuff here in the near future. Yep, okay. got the 10-8 there for Fitch, as does everybody. See, very clear 10-8 across the board. Surprisingly, Big John did not agree. And so round 4, see, get the flip-flop. And then Ron McCarthy also with the 49-47. I understand it all. I mean, it all adds up. Those first 2 rounds, very clear. Last 3 rounds, it's swinging. I mean, round 3, very clear. Round 4, that's the toss-up one, obviously. And then round 5. So, yeah, that was pretty, that all makes a good amount of sense here. So we see there's my initial scorecard. Scotty Smith and Paul Fontaine agree. And then we got some 48-47s here, and then McDonald. Let's see what the fans said. See, we got 50% for the 48-47. Not many agreed with the draw, which is interesting. Yeah, man, I don't know. Just a very odd fight to it's the one that is a good talking point. One that's very good to look at when it comes to scoring, I think. So yeah, that was a fun rewatch. And, you know, the opinion changed a little bit, as we see, not being live and in person when it's literally happening. So yeah, round 1 to 10-10. I don't think so. I don't know. That's about all I got to say about it, I guess. But that was fun, little experiment, good test. If you guys liked that idea, maybe I can look at some of the other ones that I saw in person that were controversial. I mean, Piccolotti and Henderson, people did not seem to think that Benson won that one. And, you know, while we're here, might as well just look at that on MMA Decisions, because I think that Benson, I had that one to draw. Okay. Yeah. That fight was amazing, though. That was a really fun fight. 10-10 in the last round. Very close. Very close. Crazy how Benson didn't get submitted. All right. Either way, guys, I got to go. My nose is killing me. But thank you so much for tuning in. As always, don't forget to, you know, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow me on Twitter at @DrakeRicks_. Thanks so much for Dusty for the suggestion. Fun little experiment. This show is always fun to do. Always fun to look back and do some scoring and whatnot. Check out the recent article I wrote, the Final Four. Who should be the last opponents of Alistair Overeem? Because he says he's going to finish out his contract, which means 4 more fights. There's 4 more fights on his contract. Who should they be against? Let's talk about it. So yeah, thanks guys. I'm struggling. Sorry. Until next time, thank you so much. This has been First Fight View. Until next time, thank you guys.